Dom, it's so great to be with you today. You've had fantastic success growing companies like Rackspace and Peer One. You're a global expert in scaling up and coaching so many high growth technology companies.
Ethan, it's lovely to be here today with you. You have spent 10 years crafting your art around helping purpose-driven CEOs to have more impact in the world. It's great to be here with you today.
Thank you, Dom.
Ethan, annual planning. Are you deep in the midst of it with clients?
Yeah, we're very much in annual planning season right now. And I think there's probably even no more important time to do it than right now. We're seeing the world change faster than ever before, incredible opportunities surfacing, and we're seeing senior leaders in all kinds of different mental places. And so as CEO, bringing your leadership team together right now to rehash these core elements of your strategy, your BHAG, your 3-year highly achievable goal, where you want to be at the end of 2021, to have the entire team doing that, asking great questions of each other, really hashing it out, gutting it out is just so key. And what we're seeing, Dom, time and time again, is just phenomenal opportunities that are surfacing out of that. And it's giving the team the gift of being really focused on what's going to make the greatest difference in the coming year. Why have you found annual planning to be so important with your clients?
I think when I start working with a client and they've had an annual plan before, which has only existed in an Excel spreadsheet, and then we say, where might we be? What's the time frame to double the business? Maybe that's 3 years. And then we say, okay, let's work back from there. Okay, so where do we need to be in 12 months? Then that's the first time they've done annual planning like that. It's like 1 year is a step on a massive journey rather than just incrementally year over year. And then actually changing the way they do it from about a top line revenue and the rest of it is just spreadsheet madness to actually what are we going to do? What are we going to do in 90 days? Where will we be? So that 90 days after that, 90 days after that, and 90 days, we're at the end of the year. That breaking it down into manageable chunks is not something that most people have done before.
And that's one of the big places we see mistakes too, Dom, is the spreadsheets are important, but there's so much more that goes into having a great plan and really looking at your culture, because your culture becomes a huge competitive advantage. And it takes a lot of time and effort to nurture a great culture. And then looking at your strategy. What do you really know about your core customers? How are their needs changing and evolving? And what we love is when you get the entire senior team through an annual planning process to become an expert in the market, that drives these phenomenal growth opportunities. The numbers just end up following and being a scorecard on how well we've done everything else.
When you're talking about the core customer, I would say that every client who's ever come to spend time with us and do an annual planning session believed they had a strategy and a plan when they turned up, and then said, now they know that they did what they thought they had was not an annual plan or a strategy. But I find if I was to pick the one thing that almost every single client is not very good at, it's a knowledge of why their customers buy from them versus the competitors, and a really deep understanding of what's driving the marketplace.
And that's such a great insight you're sharing, Dom. And we see something very similar. The more they can agree on who is our core customer, we tend to work with really passionate teams. They're very opinionated at the senior leadership level. If they can align around what does that customer need, where is the white space, they can then harness all that passion in a really productive way.
Fab. Ethan, lovely to talk to you today about annual planning.
Thank you so much, Dom.